If you don't know what social intelligence is, odds are the way you turn up is going to piss a lot of people off. Hey team, Watto here. I'm building this from the ground up. One take, no script, just real talk from wherever I am at. These videos are raw on purpose because confidence and impact come from showing up, not being perfect. If it helps me, it might help someone else too. So we're in the middle of a boot camp here at Anglo Gold Ashanti at a place called Sunrise. Just finished day one, about 20 leaders from geology, maintenance, production, and safety. And one of the things we dive into is 4 different intelligences. We talk about emotional intelligence, attentional intelligence, social intelligence, and collective intelligence. And what I'm going to unpack today is something we call social intelligence. So, understanding self and leading self is the key to creating a high-performing and successful team. And if you can't simply lead yourself, hot tip, you will not be able to lead anyone else. So these boot camps are very much shaped on helping people understand themselves to lead themselves. And there's an intelligence we talk about, which is called social intelligence. And this is creating a lens on self and the way that you naturally turn up. And the question we get people to ask themselves is, social intelligence is, how am I physically and verbally turning up? And is it in the best interest of the team? And the most prime example of this is that you will find, especially out in the field or in meetings or just anywhere, I guess, you will get people that stand like this. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm comfortable. Just because you're comfortable, it doesn't mean it's not invoking a threat response in your team. So if you are a leader and you are standing there in front of your team like this, hot tip, they're probably going to think you're closed. They're probably going to think you're angry, and they're probably going to think, what is happening with my leader? Because your team look at you like an A-list celebrity. They are hyper aware of everything you do just in case there's some type of threat there. And if they pick up some type of threat, if their brains pick up some type of threat, it's going to create a threat response where they close up. So when it comes to social intelligence, we get our team to ask themselves, how am I physically turning up, and is it in the best interest of the team? So when we're out in the field, we're not all closed up. We're open, we're calm. We don't wear dark safety glasses. We wear clear safety glasses so our team can see our eyes. When our team can see our eyes, they feel safe when we turn up. So that's one of the things we really focus on in our boot camps, is helping leaders how they naturally turn up without even trying. And it's so effective. If you simply go from that to something calm, hands by your side or even behind your back with clear safety glasses, it makes a huge difference. I challenge you to try it. But also as well, be very aware of how other people are physically turning up. Don't be afraid to coach your team or coach the leaders that you lead in. Do they understand what social intelligence is? Are they understanding the way they physically up can motivate, stress, and disengage people without even trying, even if they are comfortable? Unfortunately, your brain or your team's brain don't care if you're comfortable or not. That will create a threat response. That's it for me today, team. Pretty short video, 3 minutes, 40 something seconds. One take, no script, just real talk. If you're learning out loud like I am, let's keep it rolling. And if this hits for you, like, comment, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. And I know right about now, there's maybe 1% of the 5 viewers watching this that are still there. Maybe Steve Hall, maybe I'm talking to you because last time you were dialed in. But it's amazing. Like, who would have thought that one of the consistent messages we have in all the boot camps we do around the world, like, it's amazing how, who would have thought that when we go to a miners, we're talking about emotional intelligence, social intelligence, collective intelligence, like, when done correctly, when you talk about that stuff correctly, it is so transformational. But it has to be done in a way that delivers impact. If it's done in a wishy-washy way that just doesn't land with the team, you've lost them. But every boot camp we do, everywhere we go, we talk about those four intelligence as, and it is unbelievable the impact it has with the people that we work with. And and don't get me wrong, that's 100% transferable to your personal life. Like as you're entering the home, think, how am I physically turning up? How am I verbally turning up? How am I physically turning up? And is it in the best interest of my family and friends? Because if it's not, you've got to change the way you're turning up for the best interest of your family and friends. And I think that's really what I love about what we do at NeuroLead. We're in a sense creating such a level of self-awareness that the team are in a sense understanding and leading themselves with a purpose to have a positive impact on other people, to get more out of the team. And we often talk about physically turning up, like social intelligence, right? So there's people out there, unfortunately, that when they turn up without even trying, they scare the shit out of people. They're big, they're burly, especially men, 6 foot plus, 120, 30 kilos. Like without even trying, they're going to turn up and invoke a threat response. Because little hot tip is the way brains work is you are a foe until proven otherwise. So your brain will look at everyone as in you are an enemy of some sort. Prove to me that you're not. And that's like an evolutionary urge from thousands of years ago. But you've got to realize that. You've got to turn up understanding the mechanics of the brain. Like you've got to present yourself in a way that reduces any chance of those people perceiving you as a threat. Because as soon as their brain perceives you as a threat, you've lost them. They'll shut down. They might have the best solution to the biggest problem, but they're too afraid to do that. So, but also on the other hand, you get people that are incredibly warm and welcoming, they're accepting, and without even trying, they make people feel safe. So if you're one of those lucky people, good on you. Unfortunately, if you're one of the other people, you really have to stretch, you really have to do that work around understanding what social intelligence is and leaning into that to, in a sense, adjust your behaviors like a chameleon, right? A chameleon will, in a sense, change its outside to suit the environment to survive. It's not changing who it is inside. It's just adapting to be more effective. And that's something we talk about, chameleon leadership. Chameleon leadership is, in a sense, understanding that diversity is the key to creating a high-performing and successful team. But when you're faced with diversity, you have to adjust to the way you behave and the way you communicate to be more effective. And it's that age-old saying where I treat everyone the way I like to be treated. No, you don't. You don't. Because I guarantee you treat your mum differently than you treat me. You treat your wife or partner or husband differently than you treat me. So you've got to throw that out the door, right? So you're actually being a chameleon leader without you even realizing, but you just got to grab that from your personal life and bring that into your work life. Because in a sense, the way you treat your loved ones is in very much a chameleon approach. Like you're adapting the way you communicate and behave in a way that makes them feel special. Like I know I do that with my friends and family. Like I treat everyone a little bit differently in a hope to have a positive impact on their life. Like I don't want to put people in the box of you must behave and act like this to be, no, that's not how I work. And that's not how you work either. But again, if we can't simply label what's happening in our environment, we can't in a sense lead ourselves through that. So chameleon leadership. So when it comes to social intelligence, and how we physically turn up, you've got to physically turn up in a way that makes people feel safe. Because if you don't, they're just going to shut out. And if there's a threat response based on the way that we turn up, we stifle creativity, we stifle collaboration, we stifle innovation. So whether you want to believe it or not, if you trigger a threat response in your team, you in a sense are stifling their ability without even trying. And they don't know that either. But now you do. Thanks for dialing in. Catch you later.